Welcome back to Simplified Reads, where we break down powerful books into life-changing insights without the fluff. Today, we're diving into 10 of the most important books ever written about space exploration. Instead of just listing them, we'll uncover what each one truly offers: its purpose, perspective, human depth, scientific relevance, future vision, credibility, and the personal lessons you can take away. This will help you not just read these books, but experience them fully and extract the mindset of explorers, innovators, and visionaries who are shaping humanity's destiny beyond Earth. Tom Wolfe's The Right Stuff explores the psychological intensity and national identity behind America's first astronauts. Wolfe writes from the perspective of a cultural journalist, focusing on the raw ambition and ego that fueled the Mercury program. The book blends human drama with the national urgency of the Cold War. It isn't just about space. It's about the making of heroes, the pressure to embody a nation's hopes, and what qualifies a human being to risk death for glory. Scientifically, it explains early rocket flight in a way anyone can grasp. Philosophically, it forces you to ask, do we go to space because we are brave, or because we are afraid not to be first? The personal takeaway is understanding courage not as absence of fear, but mastery over purpose. Its credibility comes from extensive interviews with real astronauts and military personnel, grounding the story in truth rather than myth. Andrew Chaikin's A Man on the Moon gives you a comprehensive narrative of the Apollo missions with unmatched detail and authenticity. Chaikin interviewed 23 of the 24 astronauts who flew to the moon, offering a deeply human and technical panorama. The book balances mission timelines, engineering challenges, and personal reflections, showing the human resilience behind every lunar landing. The future vision is subtle but powerful. It demonstrates what humanity can achieve when unified behind a long-term goal. The philosophical challenge it presents is simple yet profound. If we once crossed 240,000 miles to the moon using computers weaker than a calculator, what stops us now? This book teaches you about teamwork, systems engineering, and the extraordinary coordination required to expand the boundaries of human existence. Michael Collins' Carrying the Fire is a memoir that takes you into the mind of an astronaut who orbited the moon alone while his crewmates descended to the surface. Unlike more technical books, this one is introspective and emotional. Collins reflects on solitude, purpose, and what it means to serve humanity in a role that doesn't always receive glory. This book is filled with personal insights that challenge your understanding of success and recognition. It shows that greatness isn't always public. Scientifically, it breaks down spacecraft operations in a way that is digestible, but the real power lies in its honesty. It teaches resilience, humility, and deep personal responsibility. The evidence is firsthand. There is no speculation, only lived truth. Gene Kranz's Failure is not an option. Shift the story from astronauts to mission control. It reveals the decision-making processes, risk assessment, and engineering culture that made survival in space possible. Kranz presents the book with the purpose of showing that success is engineered through discipline and readiness for failure. The human insight is centered on composure under unimaginable pressure. The scientific and procedural descriptions are accurate and detailed, showing how missions are saved not in space, but from the ground. The future vision is implicit. If humanity is to continue exploring, it will rely on people like those in mission control who remain unseen but indispensable. The lesson is powerful. Heroes are often the ones no one sees, doing their best work when everything is falling apart. In Apollo, The Race to the Moon, Charles Murray and Catherine Blycox focus on the thousands of people behind the Apollo program, revealing the coordination of government, industry, and intellect that made lunar exploration possible. This book's lens is institutional rather than individual. It shows how a national mission is built through organization and innovation, not just astronaut bravery. It emphasizes systems thinking. Every mission was a chain of human decisions and engineering trade-offs. Scientifically, it covers propulsion, guidance, and spacecraft operations with credible sourcing from NASA archives. The deeper message is that massive achievements require massive cooperation. It challenges the reader to think on a global and strategic scale. Michael Benson's Beyond widens the narrative to consider space exploration as humanity's next existential step. The perspective is philosophical and visionary, inviting the reader to consider the significance of becoming a multi-planetary species. The scientific content is rich, covering robotic missions and telescopic discoveries alongside human expeditions. It directly challenges the reader to confront the question, is space exploration luxury or survival? Benson argues it is survival. The future vision is strong: Mars, Europa, and beyond. This book expands your awareness of humanity's destiny and challenges the limits of your imagination. Mars and the Mind of Man, featuring voices like Carl Sagan and Arthur C. Clarke, blends scientific thought, cultural history, and philosophical speculation. The authors explore humanity's psychological relationship with Mars, why this planet has captured our imagination for centuries. Scientifically, it discusses what was known about Mars at the time and what was conjecture. It forces the reader to reflect on identity. When we look at Mars, are we searching for life out there or searching for meaning within ourselves? The ethical perspective is strong. How should we approach other worlds? Colonize, protect, or learn from them? Robert Kurson's Rocket Men is a gripping narrative of Apollo 8, the first mission to orbit the moon. The perspective is suspense-driven, focusing on risk, leadership, and human courage. This book highlights the emotional and psychological stakes of being the first to leave Earth's gravity well. Scientifically, it explains the mission in an accessible way while maintaining historical accuracy. The future vision emerges through the story. It shows the moment humanity truly stepped into the cosmos. The lesson is clear: progress often requires bold decisions with no guarantees. James R. Hanson's First Man delivers an intimate biography of Neil Armstrong, revealing his quiet strength, deep intellect, and emotional complexity. It explores the psychological weight of being the first human to walk on another world. Scientifically, it gives insight into Armstrong's engineering mind. Philosophically, it challenges the myth of a loud hero and shows the power of humility and precision. The takeaway is that space exploration is not just a show of human dominance, but a quest of thoughtful, disciplined curiosity. It is heavily cited with personal letters, mission data, and interviews, making it highly credible. Arthur C. Clarke's Interplanetary Flight stands apart as a visionary work that predicted satellites, space stations, and lunar travel long before they existed. His purpose is to translate rocket science into imagination-powered possibility. Scientifically, the book explains orbital mechanics and propulsion clearly, based on the real laws of physics. Clarke doesn't just describe the future, he designs it. It challenges the reader to view space travel as inevitable, not optional. The lesson is simple yet powerful. The future belongs to those who think beyond the limits of their time. Thank you for joining Simplified Reads. Space exploration is not just about rockets. It's about understanding human ambition, fear, innovation, and our deep desire to reach beyond what we know. These books don't just tell stories. They reveal what humanity must become to survive among the stars. If you'd like me to recommend which 3 to start with, depending on your interest, human drama, technical mastery, or future vision, just say the word.